Let's take a look at this vectors exam question. And in this question, we are given two lines. And the very first thing that we are supposed to do is to prove that these two lines, they are skew lines. Skew lines will be lines that are not parallel to each other and at the same time not intersecting with each other. So as long as we can prove these two geometries, we will be able to show that these two lines, they are skew lines. So the very first thing that we are going to try to do is to show that they are not parallel to each other. And that will be me making use of this vector, which is parallel to L1, and this vector, which is parallel to L2. And from observation, if I were to look at this vector, minus 2, 1, 2, and if I were to compare this to this vector, which is 2, minus 2, 3, it is not possible for us to find a scalar multiple to one of the vectors such that the two vectors are going to become exactly the same. So therefore, with this, we can say that L1 and L2 are not going to be parallel. Okay, we are one step closer. Now that we know that these two lines, they are not parallel, the next thing that we are going to do is to prove that they are not intersecting. And what we're going to do is to assume that they are intersecting. So to assume that L1 and L2 are intersecting, we will be letting this R be equal to this R. So 1, 2, 0 plus lambda of minus 2, 1, 2. I'll let this be equal to 0, 5 minus 8 plus mu of 2 minus 2, 3. We're going to try to match the first row, the second row, and the third row for both the left and the right hand side. From the first row, we will have 1 minus 2 lambda. And on the right side, the first row will be 2 mu. So from here, we will form an equation that is in terms of lambda and mu. And that will be 2 lambda plus 2 mu is equal to 1. Our first equation. Matching the second row we have a 2 plus lambda is equal to 5 minus 2 mu. So this is going to be lambda plus 2 mu is equal to 5. This will be our second equation. The last equation, it will be 0 plus 2 lambda. I'm going to just write it as 2 lambda is equal to minus 8 plus 3 mu. So from here, if I were to rewrite this, we have a 2 lambda minus 3 mu is minus 8. This is going to be the third equation. Solving them simultaneously, we can just use our graphing calculator. So if I were to solve equation number 1, equation number 2, and equation number 3 from our graphing calculator, if you were to make use of the calculator, there will be no solution to these three equations being solved simultaneously. So from our graphing calculator, there is no solution. So now we can conclude. Since these two lines are not parallel and they are not intersecting because we cannot find any solution for them being intersecting. So not parallel, not intersecting, therefore L1 and L2, they are skew lines. Okay, this is the first part of the question. Let's take a look at part 2. And in part 2 of this question, we are given a point P and the plane pi 1. Let me write it down. So we are given the coordinates of point P. I'm going to write it in the position vector forms since we are looking at vectors. So OP is 1, 5, 0. And we are given the equation of the plane pi 1. And we are given the equation in the Cartesian form. Let's rewrite it into the dot product form. It should be more useful for us. So rewriting this into the dot product form, it will be r dot 0, 1 minus 1. This is going to be equal to 2. So with this, we are supposed to find the coordinates of P prime, which is the reflection of P in the plane pi 1. So in order for us to do this, let's get the geometrical logic of the situation correct. So we are looking at, let's say, point P, which is here, and assuming that we have the plane pi 1, let's say it is here. So we are talking about P prime, which is a reflection of P in the plane pi 1. So if I were to just draw a reference line, I will be drawing one where it is going to be perpendicular to pi 1 all the way until, let's say, a point that is here, which I'm going to call it as P prime. And these two distances, they should be the same. Okay, this is me trying to get the geometrical logic sorted out first. Because for a reflection scenario, P prime, it should be perpendicular to pi 1. And this distance will be equal to this distance. And the plan is this. We're going to first find this point. I'm going to name this point F, the foot of the perpendicular from P to the plane pi 1. And after we have found this point, the coordinates or the position vector of this point, and since we also have this, we are going to be making use of ratio theorem by referencing this, this, and this to the origin, knowing that the ratio here is 1:1 to attempt to find P prime. So let's start our strategy by finding this point. This point is going to be lying on the line that passes through, of course, PF. So this line that passes through PF, R is equal to, since it passes through point P, I'm going to be making use of the position vector of P, and that will be 1, 5, 0, plus, since we have already used lambda and mu, let me use alpha, plus a direction that is parallel to the line that passes through PF. And the direction that is parallel to this will be a vector that is perpendicular to pi 1. And a vector that is perpendicular to pi 1 is going to be this. So this 0, 1, minus 1 is going to be parallel to the line that passes through PF. Which means that F, which is a line that is, which is a point that is on this line, will be adopting a format that is like this. Since this represents the position vector of any point that is on this line, which includes point F. So it will be 1, 5 plus alpha and minus alpha. And point F is also going to be a point that is on pi 1. That means the position vector of F must satisfy this equation. Replacing R by the position vector of F, we will have OF dot 0, 1, minus 1 to be equal to 2, which means that it is going to be 1, 5 plus alpha minus alpha dot 0, 1, minus 1 is equal to 2. Evaluating the left-hand side, 1 times 0 is going to be 0. This times this is going to be 5 plus alpha. Minus alpha times minus 1 is going to be plus alpha. This is equal to 2, which means that alpha is going to be negative 3 over 2. So alpha is this, which means that I can substitute this alpha back into here to find the position vector of F. So if I were to continue, therefore OF is going to be equal to 1, 5 minus 3 over 2, then minus 3 over 2, replacing alpha by minus 3 over 2. So OF is going to be equal to 1, and this is going to be 7 over 2, this is just going to be 3 over 2. And now we have the position vector of this point. We have the ratio. If I were to just redraw this again, we have something that is, let's say, like this. Okay, referencing everything from the origin, we have here as 1:1. This is point F, this is point P, this is point P prime. Our interest is to find the position vector or the coordinates of P prime. So making use of the ratio theorem, we can quote this. We can quote OF to be equal to 1 time of OP plus 1 time of OP prime divided by 1 plus 1, which means that OP prime is going to be multiplying this across to the other side, 2 times of OF minus away OP. So this is going to be 2 times of OF is this, 1, 7 over 2, 3 over 2, minus away OP. OP is going to be this, 1, 5, 0, 1, 5, 0. So the position vector of P prime, this will be evaluated to be just nice, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the coordinates of P prime will be 1, 2, 3. The reflected point of point P in the plane pi 1. Okay, part 2 done. We're going to proceed. Let's take a look at part 3 of this question. In part 3 of this question, we are given yet another scenario. Now we have the plane pi 2. Let me do a sketch of the scenario. So let's say this over here is the plane pi 2. The question says that the plane pi 2 contains the point P. Let's say the point P is here. Okay, which means that the coordinates of this point, let me write it here. The coordinates of this point is 1, 5, 0. And it also contains the line L1. So let's say L1 is, for instance, here. Okay, I'm going to call this L1. And L1, if I were to bring in the geometry of L1, it is going to be passing through a lot of points, including this. I'm going to call this point here, let's say Q. 1, 2, 0. And it is going to be parallel to this vector. This vector is minus 2, 1, 2. And we are supposed to come out with the Cartesian equation of pi 2. So let us try to first work out the normal to pi 2 by making use of, let's say, this, PQ. Because PQ is going to be a vector that is parallel to pi 2. And we have also another vector that is parallel to pi 2. So if I can get these two vectors, cross them, it is going to be giving us a vector that is perpendicular to pi 2, and potentially that can be giving us the normal to the plane pi 2. So let's first find the vector PQ. That will be OQ minus OP. So it will be 1, 2, 0 minus 1, 5, 0. This will be 0 minus 3, 0. So this is a vector that is going to be parallel to the plane. This is another vector that is parallel to the plane. We're going to take these two vectors, crossing them. It will be giving us a vector that is perpendicular to the plane. So if we were to cross this, it is going to be equal to, here will be 6. Then covering up this, we will have this. This is going to be, covering up the second row, we have this is going to be 0. Then covering up the third row, it will be 6. Then minus 0, so here will be 6. Or we can also make use of 1, 0, 1 as the vector that is perpendicular to the plane pi 2. So this shall be our normal vector, 1, 0, 1. So we are probably ready, almost ready to form the equation of the plane pi 2 in its dot product form. The normal, I'm going to use 1, 0, 1, is equal to, I'm going to use a point that is on the plane. I can use, how about this? Point Q. Okay, I can also use point P. It doesn't really matter. Either or, it will give me the same answer. Let's just use point Q. So 1, 2, 0, dot 1, 0, 1. This will be equal to 1. And the question requires us the Cartesian equation of pi 2. So we're going to replace r by x, y, z. So this dot 1, 0, 1 is going to be equal to 1. So the Cartesian equation will be x plus 0y plus z. This is equal to 1. That's our answer.